everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a reading goals tag, and I was tagged by Nerdy Nat Reads. So if you want to go check out her channel, I'll leave it linked in the description. And thank you so much for tagging me in this video. It's a little late to be doing a reading goals video. I feel like normally people make these videos in January, but I never talked about my reading goals, so we're gonna do that right now. So the first question is, do you set reading goals? Why or why not? Even though I haven't been reading that long, I will say yes. Every year for the past few years, I've been making it a goal to read a certain number of books. This year it's 80. We'll see if I can make it this time. But yeah, every year I at least have that one goal. And I always try to have a couple of other goals just to feel that sense of accomplishment if I do achieve them. The second question is, are your goals things that you absolutely aim to complete or more general themes you want to focus on? Personally, they are more general things because I don't like to pressure myself to read specific types of books. I feel like that would turn me off from reading. So I try to keep these goals pretty general because I want to be able to accomplish them and I want them to be doable. The next question is, when in the year do you set new goals? I don't think I've ever set new goals in the middle of the year before, but I try to revisit my goals every few months or so just to make sure that I'm still on track to achieving my reading goals. The next question is, do you have any long-standing goals that you aim for every year? If yes, what are they? I would say that every year I try to diversify what I read, and this doesn't apply to just the authors that I read, although I try to make my authors as diverse as possible, but I also try to diversify the types of genres that I read and also like the mediums that I try to read, just to keep things new and exciting, because I feel like part of what gets me into reading slumps sometimes is like reading the same things over and over again. So this goal is not just for me to be more inclusive, but it's also for me to continue reading. The next question is, what type of goal has been the most successful by whatever metric you chose in the past? I want to say that the most successful goal that I've had is like the number of books that I've read, because every year I've always exceeded the number of books that I aim to read. Like a couple years ago it was 20, and this is when I started reading, and then last year my goal was 40 books and I ended up reading like 52 or 53, and then this year I said it's 80 books, so hopefully I exceed that goal too. But I don't know, I'm not trying to pressure myself to read over 80 books because I feel like that's a lot already, but that's the only goal that I actually measured, so technically that's the only one that has been the most successful. But I would say that to me the most successful goal that I actually haven't measured is my diversifying goal, because personally I used to not gravitate towards certain types of books or certain themes in books, but now I feel like I'm more inclined to read those books because I broadened my horizons and tried a few things and it ended up working out. The next question is, what type of goal has not gone to plan and what went wrong? I wouldn't say there's that many goals that didn't go to plan. I feel like sometimes I make videos and I have a certain goal for a video and then that doesn't end up going according to plan. But as far as like actual reading goals go, I don't think there's really anything that I didn't achieve. I think one goal that I didn't achieve last year was the goal to read at least one military book. I ended up not reading any military books last year at all, and this year I didn't think it was that important to make that a goal. So I don't think that anything really went wrong. I just lost interest in reading that type of book. Next question is, do you change your goals based on how the last reading year has gone? Yeah, I do change my reading goals. Like I said, last year I wanted to read a military book and then I decided that it wasn't that important, so this year I didn't make it a goal. And also it's like the number of books that I read, because in previous years I would read such and such number of books, so then in the next year I'm like, oh well, if I can read this many books and I had like so many reading slumps last year, then I can definitely read way more books this year, which probably isn't like a good way to make my goals, but that's how I've been doing it for some reason. I don't know. Next question is, do you track your reading goals? If so, how? I track the number of books that I read on Goodreads. I feel like a lot of people do that. I used to have like a table. I made one last year for my last year's reading goals and it was like super organized, but this year I didn't have time to make another table for this upcoming year, so unfortunately I haven't made one yet, but maybe like in the next few weeks or when I have time off I'll make another one. but other than that, there's not really like any like in-depth tracking. The last question is, has any of this changed a lot over the course of your reading life? Well, considering that my reading life has only been about 2 years, not that much has changed. I would say that the only thing that has changed is the fact that I don't really have time to be making that table or making like a formal list of my reading goals, but I feel like my goals have for the most part stayed the same. And I also feel like if I continue to have these goals in the future, I can't really go wrong with it. Maybe if I keep my numbers at a reasonable level, then it'll prevent me from going into reading slumps. But I feel like I'll be fine if I continue my trend of like just trying to diversify what I read. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm not going to tag anyone because I feel like it's a little bit late to be doing a reading goals tag. But if you wanted to do this video, I'm going to leave the questions in the description. And again, I'm going to leave Nerdy Nat Reads' YouTube channel linked in the description as well, so you can check her out. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Comment anything that you want to comment down below, and subscribe because I post new videos once a week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!